Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hey, Carol Deegan, good morning. It is Tuesday, July 11th at noon, so it is time for lunch with Lori. If you're just hopping on, be sure to say hello. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, and then I have a fun fold that was new to me when I saw it. I don't know if you've all seen it. And I'm going to put a spin on it then too. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening with Stamping Up right now, and that is bonus days, right? So with every $50 in product that you purchase during the month of July, and it has to be within one order, it can't be like a $25 and then a $20 and then a $10. But with a $50 in the same order purchase in product, does not include shipping and handling, you earn a $5 coupon that you can spend on an order in August. So that's why it's called earn to redeem, right? You're going to earn them in July and then you can spend them in August on your purchases that month. There is no limit to the number of coupons you can order. So if you're somebody like me who orders 2 or 3 times a month, depending upon what I have going on, I can earn coupons on every order as long as I'm hitting that $50 in product threshold, or $100 or $150, whatever it is. Hi, Betty. Thank you for sharing. So make sure you're earning them. They will be emailed to you. So make sure when you are placing an order, whether it be online, whether it's with me or you have a different demonstrator you work with, make sure that we all have your current email address, because that's what Stamping Up will use to email you the coupon code. And then you want to hold on to that. You want to put it in a special folder in your email. You want to print it off and hold on to it. Or just know that you can find it in your email so that in August, when you place your order, you'll be able to redeem those coupons. And if you earn multiple coupons in the same order, then you will get one email. But if it's over different periods of time that you're earning them, you'll get an email for each time. Okay. Hopefully that explains it a little bit for you. New kit. I was hoping to have that today, but unfortunately my order got delayed coming out of Utah. So we're going to do something else today. But this is the Blossom Wishes kit. It's a slimline kit. I think it's our first slimline kit. It looks really pretty. Obviously, great summer fruit. Looks like peaches hanging there. You could make them into apples, I'm sure. 8 cards, 4 each of 2 different designs with the coordinating envelopes, embossed card bases, printed die cuts, vellum blossoms, adhesives and embellishments. And then there's pre-cut sentiments in our 4 languages: Dutch, English, French, and German. Your finished card size is going to be 8.5 by 3.5, but again, it does come with the envelope, so you'll be fine there. And your Lemon Lolly, Orchid Oasis, Petal Pink, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Wild Wheat. So this is a new kit that just released on July 6th. You will find it in the online store. You're welcome to shop with me, addictedstamper.stampinup.net. It's right here as well. And it's under the online exclusives category. So when you go to the menu, you shop products, you're going to look for online exclusives, and it'll take you to everything that is in that category. And that's where you're going to find our kits. Okay. So that's the Blossom Wishes kit. I can't wait to get my hands on that. I think it's really pretty. Online exclusives we just mentioned. These released on July 6th as well. They've been very popular. So popular, in fact, that the little red truck bundle, the stamp set, is on not orderable at the moment. It is scheduled to come back in the week of July 17th. So if you're waiting for that, you're going to want to check back then. But we also sold out of the So Very Merry stamp set. So you guys thought that was awesome and purchased it, and we ran out. And the last I heard, we do not anticipate returning that product to the store. So if you got that, congratulations. It is a very cute set. And if you missed it, I'm sorry, but stay tuned, because we're going to have another release in September of brand new product as well. I believe it is. I think it's September. I believe it's September. But the other thing I did want to point out to you is if you are somebody whose scoring blade on your paper trimmer has gone missing, and the scoring blade, of course, is the light gray blade, you know that we don't have those in the catalog. You can't purchase those. Well, now we have them in the online store. So you can grab a pack of 2 for $6 from the online store. Hey, how are you, Donna? But anyway, lots of fun products are still available. The truck will be back. The truck stamp set will be back. So you'll be able to get that. Again, that's anticipated to return on July 17th. The one horse open sleigh collection, to the best of my knowledge, everything is still available. I know I ordered a collection last night for one of my club ladies. So if you've been thinking about it, I wouldn't wait forever to pull the trigger because, again, we don't necessarily know what's going to be restocked and what isn't. But I do know that this has been very popular and probably one of the most popular classes I've done in a while, too, because we're doing our Stamp a Stack this Saturday with the one horse open sleigh products. And then if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you know that it was shipping day today. So I saw orders were being processed. And the new kit that's coming next month is the Meaningful Flowers kit. So this is kind of cool because we're going to get a free stamp set in addition to our regular stamp set that's exclusive to Paper Pumpkin each month. So this one has 8 cards for each of 2 different designs, coordinating envelopes, the standard photopolymer stamp set that we receive, which is exclusive to Paper Pumpkin. We're going to get a pretty peacock ink spot, some linen thread, some vellum and pre-cut paper pieces, and then the free stamp set. And it looks like it's going to be some pretty flowers. And then adhesive. Standard card size, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the coordinating colors for this one are going to be Bubble Bath, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Melon Mambo, Misty Moonlight, Orchid Oasis, Pretty Peacock, and Tahitian Tide. So I'm anxious to get our hands on this, but we have a whole month to wait because this just released today. Hello, Linda. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, but you think you might want to try it out, you can always just sign up for 1 month, or you can save a little bit of money by doing a 3-month subscription. There's also a 6 and a 12-month subscription available. If you have tried it in the past and you're missing it and you want to get back to it, you can check all of that out again in the online store. You'll find all that information as well under Paper Pumpkin. All right, so let's get stamped. Oh, wait. Do I have it? Yes, I do. So that, oh my goodness, my little troll that I got in Norway just fell. What does that mean? Anybody knows? That bring me bad luck. I know lots of people think they're ugly. I'm a gnome freak, so I had to have a little troll, and he sits on my stamp table while I'm doing my videos. So how about that? He's pretty cute, but I don't know what it means when they fall down. I did want to mention for you that these are my Just Cards this month. I have an extra one and I'm trying to figure out. No, this one is not. This was part of Sunday Night Stamping over on Facebook. Here's the 5 that we're doing. Okay. So with that $50 order that you're going to do to get your bonus day coupon, so you get that $5 coupon to put towards an August order, you'll also earn my Just Cards. Now, you really only have to spend $35 in product to get my Just Cards kit. If it's long distance, we do ask for $4 postage, but the kit is free with a minimum $35 product purchase, plus the postage if necessary. But when you bump up to 50 this month, you're going to get that $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. And if you bump it up to 75, then you're going to get a free embellishment from me. So you've got 3 tiers of where you can earn some free goodies. It means I have to pick it up. Oh, you're so cute, Donna. Yes, that's exactly what it meant. So anyway, these are the cards for August, for July. We do the class in August. The class is always the second Wednesday of the month. And of course, if you're local, you can come to the in-person class and participate in that. That will be August. I think it's August 9th, but don't hold me to that. All right. And then you know what? I did not draw. So let me do that real quick. And if I knew how to do it on screen, I would do that, but I don't, sorry. But here's the card that we made together with the one horse open sleigh. I've loved every card I've made with that product at this point. So we are going to go over here real quick and I'm going to throw these names into my app. And see who our winner is. One second here. So, and if I knew how to put this on the screen, I would absolutely do that so you could see the wheel spin. But unfortunately, I don't. Okay, here we go. I got them all, I think. Oh, let me go over here real quick. Forgot about these folks. Okay, I have everybody in there. I'm going to click that, the spin. Okay, and the winner is Sharon Rowland. All right, now let me come back to you all and see if Sharon's on. Hey, Julie. You. Hello, everybody. Okay, so the winner is Sharon Rowland. I don't see Sharon on, but Sharon, congratulations. Thank you so much for watching and commenting and subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. All those things, guys, get you into the drawing for the projects that we make together. So Sharon, I'll be popping this in the mail to you. I'm going to try to get mailings done Thursday, I think, because I'm out of town Friday. All right. Now we will move on to our card. So my upline sends me a card every month with her little package. And she sent me this card and I thought, oh, isn't that pretty? I don't actually have that stamp set, but that kind of makes me want it. I'm sure that's never happened to you. But anyway, so I went to open it and I'm like, what's the, oh, look, this pops up. Oh, look at this. How cute is that fun fold? I had never seen this one. I don't know if you have, but it's a simple one. And we all love simple fun folds, right? So this is what we're going to do. And as I was creating it, I didn't have this on my table. I had taken the measurements off, but it's really basic too. So it was funny when I got done designing my card, I went looking for hers because I wanted to put it in the box so I could show you what inspired me. Well, we both used the Pebble Path. But this is my version of the card. I did something with the floral, textured floral stamp set. And I added some rhinestones to it. And of course, I changed out the pinks and the old olives and the cherry cobblers. But again, it opens up like this. And then you have your greeting on the inside. So we're going to make this one. And then we're going to do a little bit of a spin. And truly, it is just a little bit of a spin. But it'll be different. Okay. So as I said, Pebble Path is our background. Because that's what I thought the prettiest. I had started with Smoky Slate. It just wasn't dark enough. So I had to get it a little darker. And we are going to use some Pebble Path ink as well and do our background. And all of these stamps that I'm using are coming from the textured floral stamp set. I don't only had this one a little bit. I think I've played with it once before. Really pretty flowers, as you can see. Got some greenery going on here. And the coordinating die stamps. Hello, Carol. Welcome, welcome. So look at that. I'm loving these, right? I love the standalone dies that you can create backgrounds or imagery with. So I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with those in my Just Cards class because I try to do minimal stamping on that if you are long distance, right? And you wouldn't happen to have the stamp sets I used. But then, of course, we have all the open dies to cut out our stamped images as well. So this is a really nice bundle. And I know it's another flower, but you know what? That's what we sell. We all love our flowers. I love these kinds of flowers. Now, don't ask me to grow flowers because I will kill anything you give me. I do not have a green thumb. All right, I'm going to off stamp and see what I think. I think it's dark enough by off stamping. Pebble Path is a very dark ink. So we're just going to randomly scatter some speckles here. We all love our speckle stamps. And then I'm going to use the leaf and add that in here. And if we overlap, it's not a big deal. I do kind of like to twist a little bit and make sure that all my imagery isn't going in the same direction. Does anybody ever want to off stamp and forget? Now, the one thing I always tell everyone is make sure you're going off the edge of the cardstock. That just makes it look more finished. And I think we're going to stop right about there. I might bring one more speckle in. There we go. just like that corner that I forgot to off stamp, but it's small enough. I don't think it'll match. And I love the purple hearts, Carol. I don't know if you've watched me before, but I am a purple fanatic. So this is, as you can see, just a standard 5.5 by 8.5 card front. This is a 6.5 or 6.5, 6.25 piece of cherry cobbler by 2.25. And I scored it at 6. No, I scored it at 5. Okay, let me think. 5 and 9/16. And the reason we need the 9/16 is because it's going to come up over this layer, and it just gives us enough so it evenly matches up at the bottom. So 2.25 by 6.25, scored at 5 and 9/16. And then that's going to get mounted right in the center on the back, just on this little piece that we have flipped over, that we scored, right? So we're going to line that up with the edge. There we go. And then it just comes the whole way down on our card front. Simple, simple, simple. Ah, okay. Yep, I'm a purple girl, have been for years and years and years. Although apparently when I was younger, I liked blue because there's a whole big story about a birthday party and questions about me, and everybody was mad at me because they thought my favorite color was blue, and it must have been, I mean, they thought my favorite color was purple, and it must have been blue at some time in my life. All right, so Old Olive for our leaves. I'm going to bring that scrap paper back in just because, or maybe a different sheet. We're going to put this down here in the bottom right corner. Just like that. I love that it's shaded like that. Just gives us a little bit of variance. Hey, Corinne, thank you. And then we're going to grab a piece of basic white scrap, and we're going to stamp our flower in Bubble Bath, and we are going to die cut that. I really like the new Bubble Bath color. How about you guys? Let's try that again. Okay, so did you see what happened? I got lots of little bubbles. And if your ink pad is relatively new, or maybe you've over inked it just a tad bit, one of the ways to help eliminate those bubbles is to take the back of a spoon. This is an old benefits card I had from some prior position, and I'm just kind of pushing some of that ink away. That should work. We're going to try this again. Yes, a little bit better. Still some bubbles, but not as much. We're going to go ahead and die cut that. So how's everybody's weather today? Ours is actually very nice right now. It's been very cool this morning, almost to the point where I thought about going for a walk, but I had too much work to do in the studio. My die cutting machine sits off to my right so that I don't shake you and make you think you're riding some wild roller coaster in an amusement park. So that I take it over here and I do my die cutting. All right, so there is our pretty Bubble Bath flower. And we're going to put some cherry cobblers center in there. Hi, Stitching with Sue. You're from Wilkes-Barre. You're pretty close to me. 81 there. Okay, it's sunny here and we'll be around 85. Okay, so, you know, compared to the 90s that we've been having, these temperatures are not too bad, right? All right, we've got our center in. We're in very hot. Well, there is that in Texas, right? Let me grab my dimensionals or my bones of my dimensionals because it looks like I'm ready for a new sheet in my little drawer here. We're going to pop that on. With a couple of these. Oops, I didn't cut that fourth one. All right. There are always dimensional backings everywhere. I had to laugh. There's a facility that I use for my team meetings, and we were there. I think it was just last weekend. I have no concept of time these days. And we had been there for Creativity Now, and there was a dimensional backing still laying on the floor from Creativity Now. It's supposed to be 105. Where am I at? I'm in Dillsburg, Pennsylvania, so outside of Harrisburg. Not too far. And then we're going to use that with a grateful heart greeting in the cherry cobbler again. That comes out of the same stamp set. Okay, Lori needs to take it off the white so she can see it. And I'm going to try to keep the greeting closer to the top edge so that I have room to let the petal of the flower hit the greeting piece as well. Yeah, 105. That's warm. That's a little warmer than I like it. So we're going to add this to a layer of bubble bath. And then we're going to mount to our old olive square. The squares are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 for the old olive, and then 3 by 3 for the basic white. So again, simple measurements, simple fun fold. And the biggest trick here is you want to make sure that you stay in the center if you're going to add your adhesive to your old olive. My trick, add it to your Mary Merlot. Not Mary Merlot, cherry cobbler. Sometimes my brain goes backwards. I don't know, guys. Okay. And then I'm just going to pop this on here and let that little bit of petal pop up onto our greeting. Here again, I'm keeping my adhesive away from the left side so that I don't accidentally seal my card, right? Okay, and then we're good. No adhesive is keeping us closed. I'm going to grab the sheer ribbon combo pack. Have you guys seen this ribbon? Oh, Poconos. Love the Poconos. My brother went to school up there at East Stroudsburg. This is gorgeous ribbon. It's sheer, but it's got a little shimmer to it, and it's got this little silver stitching. Azure, I believe this is Lemon Lolly, and then our Bubble Bath Pink. Oh, goodness. Well, those are the days you want to stay inside, right? So here is one of the challenges. I have a horrible time tying bows onto cardstock. And I hate to trim off ribbon because invariably I trim it too short or too long. And then I feel like I'm wasting ribbon. So we're going to try to do this as best we can. On the cardstock. And I was going to cheat and just wrap a piece of cardstock. Oh, not too bad. Now we just play with it a little bit, right? But I didn't like the way that looked. So I went with the bow. But I do love this sheer combo pack. So, so pretty. I'm going to try to shift that just a little bit more to the center. And pull it a little tighter. And you can make your loops as big or as small as you like, right? There's no rules. I think we're going to stay right there. So there's our bow. And then I did put, except the stamp did not make it into the box, I did put that thank you on the inside. Okay, that covers up your piece of cherry cobbler in here. So I'm going to go ahead and mount that, and then I'll stamp the thank you. I think it's in one of my club boxes actually right now. So we started clubs last night. So see, quick and easy. We're going to add just a little bit of bling to it, tie in the silver edging on that pretty ribbon with just some basic rhinestones. Yeah, I thought about that too, Sue. Oh, okay. I might have. You're right. I think I was in Connecticut. Pre-pandemic, I went on the trip to Norway. I think that was the first thing I've done since the pandemic, but I am planning at this point, unless something happens to change that. I've got my airline in my room, so we'll see, to go to Vegas. Are you going to Vegas? Add a little bling. What do you think? Yeah, I hate to cut the ribbon off the roll because you know what? Invariably. All right, so now let me show you, because as I was making this one, I thought, oh, I want to see what it looks like going in the other orientation. So let's do that. And we're going to work with an entirely different set of products. So let me clean up just a little bit. Make some space here. All right. So I decided I wanted to see what it would look like going the opposite direction. Okay, so, and I did a little bit more embossing here and added some different accents. I put the ribbon on this side and it opens up like this. So you could add additional imagery over here if you wanted to, or on this side, but you have a much wider card that can still open, can still stand, but when you close it, your flap can slide under the ribbon and help hold it in place. I am so sorry, Sue. I will keep you in my prayers. We're going to play and make this with the other in the other direction here. This is our spin. We're just spinning it a quarter of a turn to create it. So this cardstock is cut 4 1/4 by 11. So was our other one, obvious. Oh no, our other one was 5 1/2. Okay. 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then I have another layer, just because I don't like the effect that it gives on your front flap if you do the embossing just on the front flap. So I have another layer, just cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card base itself. And we're going to run this through with what I call the crosshatch design from the Basics embossing folders. All right, so that is going to just get mounted flat on our card front. I was like, I cleaned up so well, I can't find my adhesive. Always be gentle when you're adding your adhesive to an embossed piece, especially if it's a 3D embossed, because that breaks the fibers down and your tape, your seal will grab a hold of it and just kind of pull it right along with it. Okay, then again, now this piece, because I was going to use the 2.5 and 2 3/8 inch circles, I made this piece just a little bit smaller. So this is same length, but it's 2 1/4 inches. And again, I scored that at 5 9/16 so that it will go over the cardstock, especially since we have the double layer of cardstock. I'm going to add my adhesive and I'm going to mount it in the center on the back inside. So everything is pretty much the same, except that we flipped the orientation, and it can really change. Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, truthfully, I love the virtual events. I had a great time with some of my team at Creativity Now, and I think it gives more people the opportunity to attend. Sometimes the travel costs can be prohibitive. All right. So then our flap is going to come across like this. Now, what I should have done before I mounted that, but we can still do it, is I should have added my seashells. My stamp sets that I'm using are Poor Circle Sayings, one of my favorites. I love this set. And then I'm using Seaside Bay. I'm just using that tiny little shell from Seaside Bay. And I used Season of Chic and the Chic dies for the netting back here. Okay. Plus the greeting on the inside. But let's go ahead and do our little shells. And I'm doing that in boho blue. Going to off stamp again. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be crazy in your face. I'm going to try to off stamp. She just didn't. See, I jinxed myself when I asked you guys if you ever do that. And of course, it had to be on that side. It couldn't be on this side where you're not going to see it as much, right? All right, we're going to stop there. Bring that across. We're going to go ahead and grab our ribbon. Pull that back so I can tie the ribbon. Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and I think, you know, the pandemic kind of forced a lot of us that were strictly in person to figure out online classes and social media. So I'm very grateful because I've met a lot of great people that way. Yeah, that didn't work. Let's try that again. My mama was my bow tire. I think I've told some of you this, but my first convention, I was very excited. I made 500 card swaps, 4 or 5 different designs, 100 each. And I think 300 of them had bows on them. And I couldn't tie a bow back then to save my life. So God love my mama. She sat and tied all my bows for me. And then she asked me to never do that again. There we go. We're going to trim that tail off. All right. And then this just slides in under there. And you can take your bone folder. Just make sure you have that nice and creased. Then I did go ahead and I added the adhesive sheets to the back of the crumb cake before I cut it with the netting. Now I'm going to show you a trick. because if I put this down just the way it is, what am I going to do? I'm going to seal the card, right? Because the netting extends beyond this blue, this boho blue piece, so it would actually land on the Night of Navy. But we don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up and we are going to mount it just to the boho blue. And then I'm going to flip it open. And I've got my embossing buddy here. She was a good mom. She really was. She was the best. She introduced me to Stampin' Up. So 20 years later, almost, August 5th, it'll be 20 years. I've been a demonstrator. It's my full-time job. I don't think she thought that was going to be the outcome. What I've done is where it was still tacky, I just pounce the embossing buddy and it's not tacky anymore. Right? So you could use baby powder or something like that. The embossing buddy just happened to be laying close to me, so I grabbed it just to remove that tackiness. And now I don't have to worry about the card sealing shut. So if you ever have tacky where you don't want it, that's a trick for you. Okay. All right, so we're going to lay that aside for a second. I use the 2 3/4 inch, nope, 2 3/8 inch circle punch to punch the white circle. And then, and I have to thank one of my team members for this because I missed this. No, thanks. I missed this. I did not see the ovals, first of all. This is the Reach for the Stars, which is part of the bundle that has the astronaut in it. And the circles. And these circles are different sizes than what we have in our online store punches and with the 2 3/8. So this largest one is 2 1/2, and then it's 2 1/8, and then I think it's 1 3/4, and then 1 3/8, 1 1/8, and 3/4. So these are great. I am laboring. That's not the right word. I'm sad. I can't come up with the word. I'm sad that we don't have the layering circle dies anymore. But she said, did you see the ovals and the circles in that set? And I hadn't, because truthfully, I hadn't even really looked at it. And now I play with this one all the time. So if you're missing the layering circles, you missed out on getting them when they were around, you can grab the Reaching for the Stars dies. Don't need to buy the stamp set unless you want it. And you're going to have some circles and you're going to have some ovals. That's pretty cool. And circles that are different than the 3 punches, circle punches that we currently have available. All right, so we're going to take our seashells. And I know for when blends first came out, we said, oh, you have to use Memento black ink to stamp your blend, or to stamp if you're going to color with your blends. And that, you can absolutely do that. But there are colors of our inks that you can stamp in and color with the blends as well. It is a really good way to expand your coloring options. But my recommendation is you test it on a scrap piece of paper first before you put it right onto your project to make sure that that particular ink color isn't going to bleed. How do they relate? Well, you know what, Carol? I did not look at stylish shapes, but I will do that for you if you give me just a minute here to finish this card up, and then we'll take a look at that. How's that sound? I'm with you, and I still have mine, and I tell my customers I still use them. I still use them because seriously, how do you go without circles, right? All right, so Night of Navy for the greeting and the shells. And then I'm going to use my blends because I did pre-test. Gonna make sure that's dry. And I'm gonna use bubble bath. This is light bubble bath for a couple of these. And I think even with that pink on there, And then this is dark crumb cake for the big starfish. I think you could still use this as a masculine or feminine. The ribbon is certainly interchangeable. The gems are blue, so we're good there. We're going to add a little light boho blue on a couple of our shells. I use the bullet tip when I color, and I'm actually implementing that as a policy in my events because it doesn't take long for your brush tip to get destroyed if you have lots and lots of folks using it. And then this is light gray granite. So I definitely think even with just that little bit of pink added in there, this could be a masculine part as well. And then I cut the circle out with the large circle die from Reaching for the Stars. That's the 2.5 inch. We're going to mount that right on there. Bring that over. I think I put that on flat. I don't think, yeah, I did put it on flat. I was going to say, I didn't think I added any dimensionals. You know, the days I remember to take it off the phone, nobody tries to call. The days I forget or take it off the phone, the days I forget, somebody decides it's time to talk to me. All right, now I need to grab the stylish stitches and I need to grab those in color dots because I must have used them and put them away. And we'll finish that card up and then I'll compare that for you. Okay. I'm going to grab a roller too. All right, so I'm using the in color dots. These are so pretty. I know. Well, we have 2 in the online store. What is that? I think the 1.5 inch and the 2 inch is in the online store still. But yeah, we're hurting for circles. So I'm going to use one of the large ones right underneath and then a small one. And I might change my orientation here a little bit because I see I got a little smudge up here. So let's hide that. And then let's go this direction. So I'm going into a triangle, right? And that's more pleasing to the eye, kind of 3s, odd numbers. That goes back to gardening. Again, I'm not a gardener. But there we go. And then on the inside, we're going to go ahead and add the greeting. See, I keep thinking I want to open the whole card. We're going to add the greeting from Season of Chic, which is one of my favorite birthday greetings. I'm going to grab it off of this block that I have it on and put it on one that's a little bit more manageable. It is Murphy's Law. I'm a firm believer of Murphy's Law. We're going to stamp that in boho blue, and then we're going to also add one of our cute little shells beside it. And of course, I would put a shell on the envelope. Does anybody else work area look like a bomb went off when you're done? Especially when I design. Okay, so that's how this one opens. It has a little bit of a spin from the original design that my upline sent me. Let me pull those back in and then we'll talk about the stylish shapes. So here's the one we created together. And that followed her pattern, which has disappeared in this mess that I've created. Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not alone. So those are our two. Oh, here it is. And this is the one that started it all that Cindy sent me. So what do you think? I like them in both orientations. I really do. But I think this is a fun spin on it. So, all right, now stylish shapes and the reach for the star dies. So let me get those. So I told you the largest reach for the stars die was 2.5. The largest here is, oops, not centimeters, is just shy of 3. It's like 2 7/8. So it would layer onto your stitch shape die. Right? So that one's 2 7/8. And I'm going from the center line between the stitching. This one's 2.5, so it would be about the same. This one is 2 1/8. This one is 1 5/8. Like there's got to be one missing. We didn't jump that far down. Here it is. This one's 1 1/4. And this one is 7/8. So some of them would definitely layer together, Carol. Right? Because again, these were 2.5. Largest one was 2.5. This one is 2 1/8. So we have a similar one. This one is 1 5/8. 1 1/2. 1 1/8 and 3/4. You wish I would demonstrate. Well, I can demonstrate how to tie a bow in the air. My air bows are the best type of bows to tie. This has turned into Ask Lori. So Carol, did that help? Okay, so here's how I tie my air bows. And there's a whole bunch of different ways to do this, right? But I make a loop, I wrap around, okay? I wrap around. Oh, I'm out of pink ribbon. Look at that. Now I will take it off the roll. Wrap it around. With my forefinger, I push the second loop through and pull. And then I just play with it to get the loops the direction that I want and the size that I want. So I'll do it again. Make a loop, wrap it around, push it through, and tie. And if you don't like the way it turns out the first time, untie it and try it again. But this way I get the smooth side on the front, right? Because you can tell the difference. Smooth side on the front and your tails are coming down just about at the same angle. Oh, you're very welcome. Did that help, Donna? Anybody else have anything else that I can help or answer? Did I lose Donna? All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in today and hanging out with me for lunch. I plan to be back next Tuesday here on YouTube for lunch again. Might be able to do that kit that we just released. Hopefully it'll be here by then. Don't forget bonus days is in action. Don't forget if you do have a demonstrator that you're working with and you need a catalog or you need help or you have questions or you want to place an order, my website, my host code, and you get a $35 order in product, then you can earn the free Just Cards class. And if you are on Facebook, I am live over there Thursday mornings at 10 and Sunday evenings at 8. So you can hop on over there and join us as well. Lori's Daily Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is my Facebook page, and Stamp with Lori Addicted Stamper is my VIP group. All right, awesome. Well, good. I'm glad I could help out and answer a few of those questions for you guys. Have a great rest of your day and a good week. Be safe, take care, and I hope to see you the next time. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love for you to subscribe. Have a good day, guys. Bye.